My name is Jamar Speed. This lovely lady is named Stella Sicilia.
I'm the first eldest daughter, second eldest child of Pastors Gaetano and Natalie Sicilia of Bible Faith Church. And I've been a pastor's daughter my whole life. I always wanted to be married. It was like my ultimate dream, you know. At 18, I was ready to be married. I was just like, okay, whoever it is, I'm ready, you know. I didn't really need to date. I didn't want to be dating for 10 years. But all of a sudden, my sister, who's a year younger than me, gets engaged. And I was just devastated, happy for her, but just the idea that I'd been left out and the idea that God has forgotten me. And I dated here and there many people. I remained pure always and just kept God at the forefront, but I was just always ready. You know, if someone was interested in me, I was ready to go on a date. I think I was searching for a companion that would be my helpmate, but I was also trying to fill a void that I needed to fill with God. Even though at 18 I had been touched by God and decided to live my life for Him, I still hadn't dealt with this problem I had of just being alone. I got accepted into law school. I went to law school with my sister, which was also a blessing because I didn't really like doing things alone, as I mentioned, and I needed a companion, a partner. And so we went to law school in England. We had to move away from Toronto from my family. It's very close-knit. But we went away, and my sister was engaged to be married at the time, and again, younger than me. So this is now my second sister, you know, that's engaged to be married before me. But I was okay with that. I had dealt with that many years before. But I still found myself just being lonely, just naturally finding myself in a room full of people, but just lonely. And so I would just allow insecurities that tried to come in me to come out. I would just say things that were negative, and I was creating my world. And so I think when I got to the deepest part of my loneliness, I think that I had created that, and I just kept, you know, letting those thoughts perpetuate me, you know. When then I realized I need to change what I say. Even if I don't have those words in my heart and I can't think of them because I'm so absorbed by what I'm surrounded with, I need to make them. And it's in His Word. It's in His Word that we find truth. It's in His word, God's Word, that we find life. And so I was like, it's in there somewhere. And so I just opened my Bible and I literally used Google, and I just thought, I need, you know, loneliness scriptures. I need to get out of this, you know, this is just demonic. I just would cry and just cry and cry and cry, but I would read these scriptures out. And so, you know, like, for example, Psalms 137 says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And so I just read that out. Through my tears, I would just read that out. And so I started saying those things over my life and just creating the world, saying the world I wanted to be created. You know, my loneliness just completely disappeared, and I came back from England a new woman, just stronger, and just don't need to date. Like, I'm good. And lo and behold comes Jamar, who I've known since I was 14 years old. He took me on a couple of dates that he claims I asked him out on, but I know that he asked me out. I was available and he asked me out, and just my walls just started coming down. I just started seeing him in a different way. And then he tells me that he loves me and he's loved me for 4 years, but I need to think about this. I need to pray about this. And that was one of the first times I had ever prayed about a relationship, which is crazy for a pastor's daughter, but I just always would think, okay, you seem like a good guy, and I'll find out about you as we date. And I didn't get much from God in terms of, like, you know, He didn't say to me, yes, Stella, this is what your life's gonna look like with Jamar. This is who you need to marry. He just said that this is a good thing. And it meant a lot to me because I had been in such bad things that when I thought of Jamar being a good thing, I thought, yeah, okay, then this is good. Let's see what this goes. And we sing together. He raps, I sing, and he makes lyrics, and I will sing on them if he wants me to sing on them. And it's funny that we're, you know, planning to be married soon because we both have this love for music, and that was an individual thing that now God has united. But I think because I was at a point with God that I was secure and ready, now He could bless me with what I had been believing God for so many years.